No, the ceasefire is over.
He's got a point. Spartans should have checked in already.
You heard those shots. Sounded like a firefight to me.
How do you know, Phanos? Georgia's been late before, and the rebels, I mean, maybe they are just showing a militia how to shoot straight.
In this fog? Unlikely. Okay,
Nobody asked you, Sergeant. We're not your island anymore.
that's enough. Squad leaders, this is how it's going to go. Spartan group had failed to report, and there's been some gunfire near here. Point Lambda. Basically, this area. As you can see, it's right on their patrol route. Of course, we haven't seen shit for days. The weather has us blind, and there is good chance Akanteros' rebels are taking advantage of that fact. I would say they've already made a play for Reno, effectively putting our forces on the back foot. The town's half empty and could have fallen without anybody knowing about it. Truth is, we can't risk waiting. We must take the initiative. Now, Mavros. He's volunteered to lead our reconnaissance team, Chimera. They will locate our lost squad and ID enemy positions and armor before a full-scale offensive. Yes, we're staging an attack. First, however, we must soften their defenses by calling in a rocket strike. Some of you may know Color Sergeant James. His group, callsign Falcon, have a provider on standby. Their involvement will not be the subject of any discussion. Once everything's set, Hoplite and Centaur will advance on Reno from the south and west. Chimera will then swoop in from the west. As soon as we capture the town, we may need to defend against quick reaction forces, here and maybe here from the north. So, be prepared. Any questions? No? Then gear up. Let's get this done. Mavros, you team's outside. It's slim pickings, but there's gear and weapons upstairs. Go ahead and take what you need. But hurry it up, clock's ticking.
Phanos, how's the Gorgon working out for you?
Yeah. Finish them repairs. But those tires you shut out.
I don't think so. We've got the first one for you. Better make a move, lads. It's getting light. If you come across Spartan, call it in. We'll organize extraction.
Got it. Olympus Chimera. The Brits are in position and we are proceeding on task. Over.
All right, Chimera. Identify defenses and armor. All call signs and artillery support are waiting on your mark.
Copy that, Olympus. See you on the other side. Out. Okay, keep it quiet. This fog gives us an advantage. But it won't help us much if we get into trouble.
Go!
Go, I'll cover!
Moving.
Go!
support position.
Move out! Go! Moving! Moving! Go! I'll cover! Okay, let's go! Static MG, 200 meters, right up ahead. We got a man down. Contact. Covering. Go. 3. I'm to
Hello, Kate speaking.
Hey, sorry about that. Call must have dropped. The network out here is garbage.
No problem. It's understandable. Are you still driving?
Yeah, we're not at the town yet. Hold on a sec. Andy, we almost there.
We're, a little ways out. Oh, and we need to make one quick stop, too.
Thanks, bud. So, where'd we get cut off?
You were telling me about the church. The landmine? The accident?
Right, yeah, well, of course, a civilian casualty like that, particularly, at a church, I guess it kind of refocused our attention here.
Had IDAP been particularly active in the area?
Yeah. I mean, our project had a handful of camps spread across the country. But yeah, I was in the town itself for a few months. It's all different now, though.
How so?
Well, for one thing, IDAP used to be based right in the heart of Oreo Castro. Of course, this was all pre-war. I remember, at that time, the local military maintained a checkpoint on the outskirts of town. That was understandable. I mean, the whole area was a kind of Wild West. Big mashup of civilian and guerrilla infrastructure. Disaster waiting to happen, really. I don't know. It's strange to see our camp based there now.
Hey, sorry about the holdup. We're on the way now.
All right, thanks, Andy.
So, what's your role there today?
Now, in general, look for a vision of aid. There was a lot of damage. IDAP fills the gap. Drinking water, basic medicine, post-war cleanup, in other words.
And on the ground, how does that translate to your work?
It's a mixed bag, like today. Part demining, part unexploded ordnance disposal.
I see.
Heads up, Mac. Almost there.
Got it. I'm sorry about that. We're arriving now. Give me a sec.
All right, Mac. That's your stuff all laid out here.
Hold on just a sec, Kate. I need to get set up.
Take your time.
All right, then. You got everything? Detector working? You remember how to get it done, right?
Hey, sorry, I forgot to mention, the demining toolkit, totally forgot to pack it up this morning.
That's no big deal. We're just locating the mines for now. Just keep me posted.
Are you free to talk, Nathan?
Sure. For now, I'm just sweeping the road for mines, getting a lay of the land, The detector lets us see what we're dealing with here. I can work and chat.
Question. What happens when you do find a landmine?
Ordinarily, we disarm it, but today, small oversight, we haven't got all our gear right now.
Oh, it's on the way, I hope.
Yeah, it's all good.
So, since the war's now over, has your own role changed at all?
Yeah, I guess so. Now I'm almost entirely focused on EOD and UXO.
And that's something you did in the military too?
Yeah. That's the thing about mines. War or not, win, lose, they don't go away.
How many minefields are you facing on Altis?
That we know of, 22. 23 including whatever's here. Plus you've got Stratus, another 4 over there, I think.
I see. And can you estimate roughly how long it would take to remove them all?
A lot of variables, but cleanup operation of this size, if it's only IDAP, we're talking years.
Do you ever get nervous?
Yeah, but not when I'm working. It hits you after. Or before. Andy, I'm at the barricade.
Cool. And the road?
Yeah, it's what we thought. Dozen or so APs, nothing the old Bobcat can't handle.
What do you hope to achieve in the town? What's your end goal?
You know, poke around, get rid of all the bad stuff, ERW, explosive remnants of war. In Oreo Castro, that'll be landmines and some leftover ordnance. Huh. Where our camp used to be.
Anything left?
Not much. Few memories, maybe. Just some old boxes here and there.
IDAPs.
Yeah. It was NATO that helped bring them in. Actually, it was one hell of a supply drop.
So, the supply drop, this was when exactly?
Right around the time we saw the ceasefire starting to break down. Must be more than a year ago now.
So, at that time, your camp was in the center of town?
Yeah, things were getting pretty desperate, though. I remember we hadn't been resupplied in months. No food, water, medicine. We were used to issues with logistics, but I don't know, in the end it got so bad U.S. forces prepared an airdrop. Not an easy task, considering, but those crates, they really were life and death. That's why we needed somebody on the ground. Someone to make sure they came down okay.
And who was that?
A guy named Adams, part of the NATO peacekeeping force. Close friend of mine, actually.
Adams, who went out alone?
From the way he told it, he may as well have. No, he went along with some new recruits, local bunch. It was his job to show them the ropes. Typical Army lifer. Cynical, sarcastic, big heart. Pissed off with everyone, everything, all the time. But he always seemed to know where to find a beer, and was always willing to share it. Once he'd called in the airdrop, that was it. They just had to sit tight, hope for the best.
One thing I don't understand, what were they doing there, all the way up in the mountains?
The town, Oreo Castro, this place has historic ties with the guerrillas. For years, people here would provide them with food, water.
I see.
The government responded by draining the swamp.
And that involved sending soldiers?
Yeah, coin ops. Adams and his guys were there to remind him of their R2P.
Just a sec, I'm getting a bit lost in the lingo here.
Oh, gotcha. R2P is their responsibility to protect. Counterinsurgency can get real messy real quick. He was in charge of training, laws of armed conflict, that kind of thing. Adams normally tossed out an orange smoke grenade, which marked his position for the pilot.
Dismount.
Solid target. Waiting. Waiting. Ready.
Get ready.
So, these crates, were there a lot of them, or...?
No, just 4. One contained medicine, another fresh drinking water. The rest were packed with rice or grain. Adams had to inspect each one individually. Later, we'd arrange collection.